Kentucky will use the census data that comes out this summer to draw new congressional, legislative, and judicial districts.
And for the first time in Kentucky's history, Republicans have control of both the House and the Senate during this process. But as LAX 18's political reporter Carolina Buchek tells us, they want the governor's help to get everything done on time.
Remember last year when Kentuckians were being urged to fill out the census? Well, now that data will be used by lawmakers here in Frankfort to redistrict Kentucky. And this is one of the most important things that happens here at the Capitol, because these maps that lawmakers draw, they directly impact who represents you here in Frankfort and also in Washington for the next decade.
Welcome to the first interim state government committee.
And state lawmakers are already getting the entire process started. For some, like Senate Floor Leader Damon Thayer, who have been in Frankfort for a while now, this isn't their first time doing this.
I actually had the honor of chairing this committee the last time we did redistricting, and it's a pretty stressful process.
But this time, there is a big difference when it comes to who gets to control the process. The last time Kentucky went through redistricting, the House was controlled by Democrats. Now, the GOP holds supermajorities in both chambers.
Well, this will be the third time that we in the Senate, as Republicans, will control the redistricting process. But it'll be the first time that the House Republicans will control the redistricting.
And Senator Thayer is excited about that. He says the goal is to make sure all Kentuckians are represented.
This is critical to the way our government works, because everybody has to have an equal voice.
And there will be changes to the maps. Based on census estimates, there are significant population shifts happening in Kentucky.
There is less population in eastern Kentucky and western Kentucky, and the population is growing generally in the Golden Triangle, which is Lexington, central Kentucky, Louisville, and surrounding counties in northern Kentucky.
So there's a lot of work to do, but because of COVID, the census data is delayed. It won't be available until mid-August, and Kentucky's filing deadline for candidates looking to run in 2022 is in early January. So lawmakers are hoping Governor Andy Beshear can help.
We're going to need a special session during the fourth quarter of this year.
And that is only something the governor can sign off on. In a statement, the governor's office says Republicans haven't asked Beshear for a special session. It goes on to say the governor and his team look forward to receiving more information from the Census Bureau later this year and determining the best option for redrawing congressional and legislative districts in the Commonwealth. In Frankfort, Carolina Buchek, LAX 18 News.
Well, as Carolina told us, all the information for redistricting is based off the census. That made us curious about what else census information is used for. According to the Census Bureau, the numbers can be used to figure out how many seats each state gets in the House of Representatives and how federal funding is distributed. Taking a closer look at the numbers, the 2020 census counted every person living in the United States and the 5 U.S. territories. This was the 24th time our nation completed a census, but last year's did make history. It was the first time households could participate online, of course, due to the pandemic. By the way, Kentucky had a 99.9% response rate for the 2020 census.